Now let's talk about how two different source code, and by source code here I mean the assembly code, to a different assembly file which will be assembled differently, separately through assemblers, how they can use or refer to a label which is defined in another source code. Okay, how? So, for example, here, uh, let's say my app. Let's say I am writing an app which looks like this, and this refers to a label. Let's call my sub label, which is not defined in the scope of this file, my app, right? And let's say it is defined in another file called mylib.asm. Okay, it is defined there, and I am referring to that level. Just think of like when you do a printf in the high level program, it's basically in the assembly level, it basically do something like this instruction. Take JL will later learn that calls a jump and link, and that's the way to call a function at the assembly level. Whatever function is defined at from the label of the name what we give. So for printf function, there would be assembler will be creating a label called printf, and an application program will do an JL to printf. Okay. So here in this example, I'm jumping and linking to my sub label, which is not defined in the scope of this my app.asm, this file. This is defined in different file. So how do I do that? So global labels have to be declared within the program defining the label. So my sub is being defined in this mylib.asm, and I am declaring with this construct dot global globl. It's not a full name though. It's like assembly has this weird way of doing acronyming and shortening the names. So we call it a dot globl as a kind of a global declaration. So what I'm saying here is this, like we are declaring my sub as a global level, and this refers this information is used by the linker tool. So when an assembler assemble this piece of code mylib.asm and create an object code, it also make note that hey, this label my sub is a global label, so that linker can find out if anywhere else outside this source code my sub has been used or not. If it is used, then that label reference is dereferenced with this definition. Okay. So then we define the program with the my sub, and then there can be some other labels like a loop L1 L2. So if some label is not defined as a global, they are all local label to the that specific source code. All right. So here is the my sub is a global, and then we are defining that global label in this source code, and global label can be referred from another program, right? From, for example, here JL my sub. So assembler leaves it to linker to resolve its address. So when assembler assemble this myapp.asm comes to here, it sees that this label is not yet defined in this code. So by default it's assume maybe it is a global level I am referring to, and I'll let linker to resolve that. It's only the linker at this linking phase, if it does not find any label called my sub while it is dealing with all different object codes from different source code, then only it gives an error. Hey, your my sub I cannot find, so I cannot resolve that part. But as long as linker gets this my sub as a global definition defined in some other piece of code, then we are okay. All right. So here what it does, let me explain at this point a little bit on this how this JL works. First of all, as I said, JL is, you can think conceptually, it's a procedure call or a function call. Okay, what it does at this point, it goes and the program counter points it to as a next instruction to the MySub. Okay, so at this point, as if it is jumping to the MySub where the MySub routine is starting, and then it goes and execute all of these statement, and after it is done, it's something like JR $RA, and we learn this JL and JR, these two combination is implements what you call in a high level as a function or a procedure. Okay, this combination JL is a functional procedure call, and JR is the mechanism to return from that function. Okay, so this is written from the function or procedure. So your control goes back to the next statement from where the MySub was called upon. Okay, so this is how your procedure calling mechanism works in the in assembly level. One point to note also, if you note this, both myapp and mylib has both of the same level, loop and loop. So it is not of a conflict, okay, because they are local. So they treat it kind of within the scope of these specific assembly file where the assembler is assembling and generating the object code. It is only that global you don't want to define a global level that you know as a local level as well. Let's say my app has another level called my sub, so it is somewhat confusing to the linker. At the linking time, at this assembling time, assembler doesn't have a problem, because assembler at this point says, oh, I have a MySub defined in this scope of this file, myapp.asm, so I will use that definition for dereferencing MySub. Now, for the linker, it becomes like little bit confusing that I am saying it one of the code, MySub is my global, is a global symbol or global level, whereas another application is defining it in a source code which is not defining that level as a global. So it's kind of in a conflict. So this is something you need to avoid if you are in a business where you are developing both this app.asm and lib.asm. Okay, so these two different files, you are the owner of this file, then you need to be aware of that specific issue here. So yeah, so basically, yeah, so that's what I covered, like we can use the same name in the loop and so on and so forth.